everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Hiba from My Little Journal, and today I'm excited to be working in my 2025 October daily. I'm going to work on a few more days in here. I have been working in batches just so I can catch up, but I think I'm at day 13, which is not that bad. And so hopefully today I can work on a few more days just so I can catch up. I'm gonna try really hard to keep sharing my process videos with you because I know you guys love this project. I am using a Scrappy Spiral notebook. This notebook holds all my mini projects in one place, and I love it. And obviously, I sell these notebooks, I create them and make them, and they are available in my shop. I will link it in the description box for you. Let's take a look at what I have documented for October. I have my prompt lists. I've been doing really good with the prompt list. Sometimes I don't use it, but the majority of times I'm using it, and I'm just highlighting the prompts that I've already used. So day one is decor, inspiration, spooky books, spooky music. It's not really spooky, but I just wanted to document the music I'm listening to at the time. And I do have process videos, so if you've missed any of those, make sure to check those out, which again, I will link in the description box. So this one, I believe I shared a reel putting this day together. I was just documenting my son breaking his side mirror. And then we have the Air Festival. I believe this was also a reel that I shared on Instagram. Love how that one turned out. And then we have the spooky movies. And then favorite candy. And this was just documenting my dog destroying his toys so quickly. So basically, these are the toys that make it to the graveyard. And then I really had fun with this one. I scrap lifted myself and documented my favorite scents for fall right now. So this was a Zoom with my peaches, which are always so fun. Where I stand with some pumpkins. And then we have prompt number 12. I think I have a reel for this one as well. And this one is Witching Scents. And then we have, again, another Where I Stand. But this one's more of leaves and just kind of capturing the leaves around me. And so that is where I'm at. So we're done with day 13. We're going to work on day 14, which I created on Canva. Very simple, very easy. I had bought the In a Creative Bubble Wicked Fun collection, and there was 3x4 cards. I shrunk them down to fit into my column, added my journaling about my daughter picking up the Uwala cup, and because it's in my favorite color, she got that for me, so that was really sweet, and I wanted to document it. And because I did it all in Canva while I was hanging out on my couch, all I have to do is basically just stick it down. And I printed it on vinyl sticker paper, so I don't even have to use tape for this. Very simple and easy. If you have digital collections, definitely use them, especially if you're a little bit behind in a project. They just come together so quickly. All you have to do is just stick it down. Anyways, I do want to stamp the prompt number and maybe add a little embellishment right next to it. So I try to match my number with my cup, and now all I want to do is just add a little something right next to it. Let's see what I can find in my Studio Calico and Kelly Perky stash. All right, I'm just going to add it right next to my number. And call it done. For day 15, I also created this on Canva. I was kind of on a roll and I really wanted to use that kit. So I decided to cover the whole column with my page, and I'm going to have to find a way or a place to add the number to this. But it is fully completed. I really don't need to add anything to it, just the number. And that way I have like caught up to day 15 without a lot of effort. Just really enjoy putting these pages together in Canva and being able to come in here and just stick them down. At first I thought I wasn't going to do any video for this because it was just so simple, but I was like, you know what? I should share it because it's an easy process and maybe inspires you all to, keep it simple as well. Now, I'm just documenting my daughter, her tattoo for her 21st birthday. It's something she's been asking for a long time, so I did that with her. And so I'm looking at it now and I'm thinking I might be able to add the number in here, but I would have to cover up the poison, which is pretty easy to do. I can grab some white paper and trim it out. Let me try that. I think I can do that. So I got some sticker paper and I'm going to use my planet number stamp to stamp 15. I think this 15 will fit here. Yes, and I can cover that up. And I'm going to use some orange ink just to add a pop of color. That looks pretty good. Can't really tell that I covered that up. I could also just stamp like some yellow stars or something on there just to bring in some more color, some orange and yellow stars. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Or I'll look through my stickers. That did help bring in a little bit of color to these two prompts that are pretty black and white. All right, so day 15 is done. Let's move on to day 16. So for day 16, I grabbed this paper. One day I was looking through my paper just to get some inspiration and kind of figure out what papers would work for my project this year. And I found this paper. This is from an old Kelly Perky kit. And I was like, wouldn't it be fun if I used it like where I would add photos in the boxes? But I needed, multiple photos, something that I wanted to use multiple photos for, if that makes sense. And so I thought of my costume. This would be the perfect costume paper. And so what I did was I printed 3 photos of my costume. My costume this year was very simple. Usually, I kind of go all out. But this year I just wore this fun Halloween t-shirt. And I wore this, by the way, for my Zoom party, which I will be documenting today. It's our annual all-day craft party. And I had this really fun hat. So I was like, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I created like different backgrounds for these photos. And I thought this would totally work. I sized it to fit the paper. I usually come on here, usually without a plan. But because I'm a tiny bit behind and I was working in Canva, that's why I was like, let me look through my paper. Let me look, if I want to print my photos in a different way, and if I want to add any interactive elements or something. So that's why I chose this paper ahead of time and printed my photos. But anyways, I've been talking too much. What I was thinking is to add this 4x8 paper to the spirals. So I will end up punching some holes there. And this was just perfect to add like all the little tidbits that I wanted to add in here. Maybe I'll use this for journaling, or maybe I could use an embellishment. But for now, I know I want my photos to go in those boxes. That's why I sized them that way. And I'll figure out what I'm gonna add in the, the rest of the boxes. Actually, maybe I should use that space to add my number, because I really don't need to add journaling. I always say this, not every page needs journaling, especially something like this. What am I going to say about this costume? You can see what I'm wearing and it doesn't need the journaling. So actually, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stamp my number, a dark purple. I think I want to go through this die cut pack because I know it has a lot of purples and pinks and stuff, and I think I might be able to find something. Oh, I can add like purple bat and maybe smaller black bats. Okay, that might work. I want to check if I have a sticker or a stamp that says costume and maybe stamp it as my title. So I'm going to look through my stamps, and I will also look through my stickers. All right, I have given up. I could totally stamp costume myself or use stickers, but I'm not going to lie, I don't feel like it. That's why I was hoping to find something already done for me. But I did find this Halloween magic, and I'm gonna end up using that. So this worked out fine. I was a bit lazy and didn't want to stamp out costume myself, but I do like that. The simple title worked out well. Now for the back, again, I did day 17 on Canva as well, and I just printed by the hour my craft session, or our annual craft party with the peaches. And so I just thought it would be a good idea to back it up on this 4x8, because if I wanted to shrink it to fit one of the columns, I would have to shrink all the photos, and then you wouldn't really be able to see the peaches. So I decided to just back up my 4x8 with it, and I added some elements from that same kit from In a Creative Bubble, and added a few here and there, my journaling. And I want to stamp the time stamp because we started at 12 and ended at 10 p.m. And so I did want to capture that, and that's why I take screenshots throughout the day. So I'm gonna use my Let's Get Digital stamp and stamp the time, and then maybe add a title on the opposite side. I'm not sure, just to make it bold. We'll see. But right now, let's just stamp the time. All I have to do now is just stick down my page. I did print it on vinyl sticker paper. I just shrunk it a tiny bit. There we go. Because I wanted that border, so worked out perfectly. I do want to punch my holes and add it to my journal. It's like the perfect little add-on to my journal. I love that. At this point, I'm thinking it's enough and it's good enough. Like I don't need to use this opposite page for a title for this. I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna move on to the next prompt. Actually, before I move on, I did want to put the prompt number here. So maybe I'll add it to a label and then just kind of stick it in the corner or something. All right, now I can move on to prompt number 18, where I'm going to be documenting Happy Mail. I had ordered a few fun things that I wanted to add into my October daily. And so I just did a list of the things that I picked up and was sent to me. And so I think I just want to either stamp Happy Mail or use a card. I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to keep it pretty simple. I also want to stamp the prompt number and add a little bit of embellishing. So let's get to it. So I decided that I'm going to be stamping Happy Mail. I'm not going to overthink this. And so if I have space, I will stamp like Boo Happy Mail. But first, I'm going to have to stamp the Happy Mail. This is, by the way, an old Studio Calico stamp set. And it's all about Happy Mail. And I love it so much. So I'm just going to use my Haunted Nights PET tape. There is a large boo on that roll, so I'm just going to use that boo to add right above Happy Mail. Maybe I can use some of the bats on here as well while I have this out. I'll probably do a little bit of scribbles on here as well. Basically, call this done. I documented now one of my favorite cups to drink from, Bean's tattoo, my costume for this year, our Zoom craft all day party, Halloween themed, and my Happy Mail. And I love how they turned out, so quick to put together. I find that I use Canva a lot more as the month goes by, just so I can catch up faster, and it really, really does work. But anyways, you guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. Don't forget, I'm going to be adding all the links for everything I shared down in the description box for you. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye.